Hey, it's Bianca and welcome to a very winter book haul. So excited because obviously Barnes & Noble after Christmas had 50% off all hardcover books, so with all the gift cards I got, I had to run there and get a bunch of stuff. So I'm really excited to show you guys. I love hauls, I love post-Christmas sales. Hopefully making this video will let you guys hold me accountable into finishing most of the books that I bought. With that, I will be linking all of the books that I did get down below. We are starting off with Tell Me Another Story, Poems of You and Me by Emmy Marucci. The cover looks like this. It's like really peach and white and it's just so simple. I don't know, I was drawn to it because of its simplicity. Usually I buy books that like are very chaotic and sort of represent like what my brain thinks about all the time, and it's just like a big giant fucking mess. So this I felt like would be a little more calming, and maybe I need this come winter time to settle into the season. So for starters, this book is made of a few of my own stories and a few of yours, transcendent and worth telling. I got this book for $9.99 and there's some pictures in here too. It's really pretty. The pages are super thick. It's like not really like a book. It kind of feels like more like a picture book, like a coffee table book, like photocopy paper. I'm gonna try to find a short poem to read to you. Okay. This one's called Pain. It's on page 77 if you end up getting this book. Pain. Become curious about it, get to know it, walk through it. Slow. Let it pass through you, by you, and back again. Really cute. Next, I got Memories by Lang Liev. I have Love and Misadventure by Lang Liev, and I've always just like, I'm drawn to her because all of her books are so they're so the same thing. It's just kind of like an ongoing series and series and series, and she always dedicates her book to her husband Michael, which I thought is just like sweet because every time I open the book I'm like, oh, same guy, good for you. It's cute. So I actually did start reading this one, didn't really get far. I was like on TikTok and also reading at the same time, which is not really recommended, but I do it when I do it. Let's just read the next page that I was up to. Also, the blurb in the back is, it was words that I fell for. In the end, it was words that broke my heart. And just the book is so pretty. Like, this is velvet. Well, it's not velvet. It's like cottony. Memories. Have you ever felt it, that split second before the feeling catches the memory? That small haven of neutrality before the headlong crash into recognition. Your mind pulls him to the foreground like a snapped rubber band, and you think of the line he drew in the sand. The one you can't seem to put a foot past. Like a tripwire, you're afraid of the damage, but you know you can't keep standing still. And the world falls away and you're exactly where you were on the last night you saw him. When he had his hands in your hair and his mouth on your neck and he never said a word about leaving. So cute, got a little chills there. I had like a very strong poetic theme going on and everything was like dark and wintry and gloomy except for obviously the peach cover. And then we had like little floral moment. So like the other two books that I got, they both are very similar, but they're super different, but they have like these florals and they're so pretty. So this one we're going to start off with, it's called My Wild Garden, Notes from a Writer's Eden by Mir Shalev, or Shalev, Mir Shalev. I actually can't read font, whether or not it's an R or a V. I think it might be a V, Mir Shalev. That sounds more like it's supposed to sound. And I hate when Barnes & Noble puts this little sticker on here. I hope I'm going to be able to take this off nicely without ripping the flap. Oh my god, I didn't even notice. Look how cute. So this is the actual book and what it looks like. And it's green and hardcover. I always save my receipts from Barnes & Noble and use them as bookmarks. Do you guys do that too? I don't know. Oh, Shalev. Okay, so it is Mir Shalev. On the back, it has a different font. I'm gonna read you the blurb, and again, this is what the book looks like. It's really, it feels like winter into spring. Like this is gonna be like a nice, abundant book from like February to March when I'm just like so over the winter and I just can't deal with it anymore. A colorfully illustrated round of the seasons in the garden of the best-selling novelist, memoirist, and champion putterer with a wheelbarrow. On the perimeter of Israel's Jezreel Valley, with the Carmel Mountains rising up in the west, Mir Shalev has a beloved garden, nearly neatly organized nor well kept, as he cheerfully explains. Often covered in mud and scrapes, Shalev cultivates both nomadic plants and house dwellers using his own quirky techniques. He extols the virtues of the lemon tree, rescues a precious variety of purple snapdragon from the Jerusalem-Tel Aviv highway, and does battle with a Saboteur Mole Rat. He even gives us his superior private recipe for curing olives. Informed by Shalev's literary sensibility, his sometimes raucous humor, and oh my god, SAT words. Jesus. And his deep curiosity about the land, my wild garden abounds with appreciation for the joy of living quite literally on Earth. Our borrowed time on any particular patch of its enhanced, the author reminds us, by our honest, respectful dealings with all manner of beings who inhabit it with us. Oh my god, that was a mouthful. I'm sorry, girl. He kind of talks about all different flowers and in the garden, and you guys know I love books like this because I actually have, oh shoot, it's underneath my altar, so I don't really want to drag it up right now because I'm gonna have to move everything, but I have a book called The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, and it's kind of like this book where it's very floral, it goes by the seasons, and it's very like, here's what this is, and this is like my journals and my diaries of what I feel when I'm with these plants and what this and that. Like, does that make a little sense? It was in a different book haul, so I'll try to link it somewhere up here. That was actually probably in an Amazon book haul because I got that one from Amazon. A Prayer for Rain. And just like one paragraph from it. A winter storeroom is also described in Willa Cather's My Antonia, whose plot takes place in frozen Nebraska at the beginning of the 20th century, the cellar of a farming family, and where there are summer fruits and casks of all kinds and of preserves and pickles. My Antonia, by the way, is a wonderful novel, and I recommend it to anyone looking for a good book to read. And above all, here is the end of Bielik's Summer is Dying. And then there's like an excerpt poem from that particular text. Soon a day of cloud and rain taps softly on the window pane. Did you mend your shoes? Patch your mantle for this day? Go forth, stock up on potatoes. So it's just like a cute little book where there's kind of different texts and different stuff. Last book that I got from Barnes & Noble, no other than a witchcraft book. Because for some reason, Barnes & Noble now, oh my god, if this section existed when I was in high school and when I was a kid, forgot about it. I would be even stranger than I already am. This one is The Modern Witchcraft Guide to Magical Herbs by Judy Ann Nock. Black and florally, it's like completely polar opposite, actually, of what this one is, which I tried to show you guys before, just like the comparisons of it. Like this one's like light and airy, and this one's like dark and edgy. And this one are all rigid, because they're definitely made of like recycled paper or something, or just like, they're probably just like made differently, and I love that because it makes it look super vintage when it's like sold in Barnes & Noble and it's not vintage at all. But this one is just so fun because it kind of serves as like an encyclopedia of what different herbs and flowers mean in the space of witchcraft. So like typically I always go on this one particular blog, and I will try to link it down below in the description, and it explains like every herb and their meaning and their correspondence and their colors and this and that, because like it's a lot to remember, and like nobody expects anybody to memorize everything. Like you can't unless you like really have a great memory, and I don't. So instead of like going online and always searching on Google what certain things are and looking for blogs, this is just like a nice book encyclopedia of what things are, and I think that's just great. Like, it's just great to have, whether or not it's on your altar or just like in general, just to like learn. It's a great research, interesting matter. For example, like this page, the beginning, the greater and lesser planetary correspondences to herbs, and it names like all of the planets, the sun, mistletoe, angelica, bay laurel, chamomile, lovage, rue, rosemary, saffron, St. John's wort, walnut, borage, and marigold. And it just kind of goes through all the planets and what aligns with what. And that's just like so cool, because that's not something that I would ever just keep in backstock in my memory. This just explains like what salves are, what you can use them for, how you can store them, what powders are, how you can do them, where you can store them, what kind of quantities you can make of them. Sachets, which you guys know I've made sachets a million times on this channel, so I'll try to link some of the spell casting videos in this video as well. If you are here because you like witchcraft, there are so many cool witchcraft books, and maybe I can make a whole nother video on which are my favorite witchcraft books, because there have been some that I'm really not into, and there have been some that are like core of my being, and I love them and I rely on them. And it's like a huge beacon of knowledge. If I could talk about this all day. So if you are interested in this, please let me know, and I'll do like a more in-depth kind of like class on witchcraft. because I think this book would be a really fun way to follow it. It tells you the history, the characteristics, and the magical properties of juniper. So Lady's Mantle, it tells you the history, the characteristics, the magical properties of Lady's Mantle, and so forth and so on. Lavender, yarrow, yellow dock, like it goes through all the herbs, all the teas, all of the things that you need to practice witchcraft. And not that you need them, but things that make your life a little bit easier. So I think that this is so sick and so awesome. So again, this book is called The Modern Witchcraft Guide to Magical Herbs by Judy Ann Nock. Thank you, Judy. And I will be linking all of these books down in the description if you're interested in them. And of course, again, I have other book hauls if you are interested in book hauls, because apparently can't seem to stop buying books. Really hope that you guys enjoyed this book haul. Let me know what you're interested in throughout the winter seasons, and also let me know if you're interested in any of these books, because I think they're sick. So if you are not yet subscribed, that would be amazing if you guys wanted to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.